In the darkest night, where shadows creep, I'm searching for a light to guide my leap. Lost in the chaos, no compass to steer, but I won't surrender. I won't live in fear. In this embrace, where dreams go to die, I'll rise above, spread my wings and fly. Through the stormy skies, I'll find my way. I'll forge my path, make my destiny sway. I'm gonna rise, gonna shine. I'll break these chains that bind. With fire in my soul, I'll survive. I'll find my path, my destiny, and thrive.
Shadows of
Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain. Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
Good morning, my beautiful stars, and happy Friday to everybody out there. Today, above all days, I just have to say something. Despite what my personal political beliefs are, and I'm going to share them in a moment, what my personal political beliefs are. Before I do that, I don't care who you are, who you think you are. If you are a United States citizen, hear me. Go get registered to vote today. Have a voting plan and go out on November and vote for the country you want. End of story. No matter who you decide to vote for, I hope you choose well, because there will be real consequences and real rewards for those choices. In both ways, we are one country together as one. We are both Democrat and Republican. We are both men and women. We are both love and empathy. We are overcoming hatred, bigotry, and all of those things that we are still fighting every day against. It is important that you go out and vote your conscience and vote it with your whole heart and know that you chose the destiny that you wanted. Now, that's what I really want to say about this current election in the United States. Get up off of your ass, get yourself either a Mail in ballot and mail in it in early and make sure it's counted. Do not wait to the last second to put your vote in, or get your ass to a place where you can cast that vote in person and walk out of there knowing you just elected the person you wanted to lead this country, guide this world, and help us understand. Now that I've gotten that off my soapbox there, my personal beliefs, I wholeheartedly endorse the Kamala Walls ticket. I'm a Minnesotan. I've lived in Minnesota since I was a very young boy, and I always tell you guys my story. But I don't always tell you that I grew up in a very low income family. We didn't go grocery shopping, we went to the food shelf. So imagine not having the same kind of things every other kid has. We still got to get food, but it was never, let's go to whatever, it would have been the equivalent of Walmart back then, would have been what we called Rainbow Foods here in Minnesota. Okay? It was a small little dinky thing. It was just groceries. It was just getting the low income families. It was designed to help, be the cheapest version of the things out there, kind of like what Walmart does now, almost a different name, I'll say. And my mom worked a job every single day from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. every single day. She did that job with pride. She never drank on the job. She never brought that alcoholism into work. When she got home, she had some things she was trying to work through, yes, but she found the courage to find the strength to say that she was a, 20-year Alcoholic Anonymous free woman. She had not taken a drink in 20 years to the last year of her death, where she said, you know what? I don't mind having a drink now and again. But that was it. A once and a while drink rather than a every time I get home I slam the drinks. Now my mom is and was a very brave woman. She had 2 children to raise on her own, trying to drive to a job that was a long distance away for her to go to get to, making sure her kids got off to school and being taken care of when they got home so she could do the job so they could have a nice stable home as much as possible. My father wasn't exactly there in the very beginning, but he was there as much as he could be. He was that estranged dad that I always hoped I would meet more a little bit of. But you know what happened with that part of my life was there was that moment within me where I felt like I wasn't being looked at as the son of his life. And this kind of goes out to Marshall here, who just entered in chat, okay? And I'm talking about my identity here because when I was 16 years old, rather than taking the courage to go deliver this letter to my very, emotionally closed father at the time, who only knew how to express anger and what monkey see, monkey do a little bit sometimes. He was never abusive. He never raised a hand. He never did anything. He was a little bit stern at times, but he was fair. If you did something wrong, he expected you to understand why you did it wrong and what you could have done better in the first place. He made it understand that he made you think about what you did. He didn't just give me punishment to go sit in a corner for 5 minutes. He said, take the moment to sit here and let's talk about it a little bit, and he was always there for me. Now, whether I appreciated that or not at the time, that was up to me. But there was that moment where I kind of felt like my father was trying to replace me with the perfect family he wanted. And I know this will kind of hit that little heartstring with you a little bit there, Marshall, because it was like I was hoping to be as accepted as his stepson was, who was an instant family, almost my exact same age, to a whole new different woman who I have never met in my life ever before. She was my instant stepmother and my instant stepbrother when I met my father for the very first time. So he already came with another family. And I wondered, so that's why he isn't here. That's why he's chosen this person to be his family. And that was hard to deal with as a young man. And me and my father have talked about this since, but there was a moment when I just couldn't take it anymore. I wrote him a very scathing letter telling him exactly why I thought he wasn't a good father, including that he was emotionally closed and that he wasn't listening to me and that he replaced me with another son and a bunch of other things. Rather than being a good, courageous person like I am now, I took the chicken shit way out by giving it to my stepbrother to deliver the letter. My stepbrother got the blunt of my father's anger, and I don't think he did anything abusive to him, but he was kind of yelled at a little bit, like he had to be the bearer of bad news kind of shit. You know, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. And he should have thrown that stupid letter back in my face and said, do it your goddamn self. You know, that's what he should have said to me that day, and I wish he did, but that's not how it went down. You know, and I walked away as a coward that day, knowing that I couldn't even face after I had just got done facing one of my major monsters in life. So the kicker is, I had just got done facing my abuser, but I couldn't face my father. You know? So I was struggling with the identity of who I was. If I He wasn't proud of who I was. Even though he included me in a lot of stuff, family stuff, Christmases, stuff like that, you know, all of that stuff. But I never felt like I was a part of his family, you know? And me and my father, we had this moment where I just got sick and tired and frustrated and put my emotions out there in the most extreme way possible. We call it the tree incident to this day because it was me as a 16-year-old or 17-year-old boy who had just gone out to live with his father in the deep woods of the north. I'm talking like Duluth standard, top tier of the Minnesota peak there, okay? And to live with him for just a week to get to know him a little better, blah, 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 blah. You know, because maybe I'm not giving this guy a fair shot. So let's go live with him for a week and see how I'm treated then. So, you know, try not to be an inclusive dumbass asshole. And I'll get to readings in a second, but this is important because that part of my identity died that day. I was no longer his son. I was the I was the kid he had to replace with another kid, you know? And those thoughts went through my head over and over again. What did I do so wrong that I was replaced by somebody else? What did I do so wrong? What did we ever do so wrong as my brother and sister? Was it because of our special disabilities? Because we thought about it. Was it because why was it there? We never got explained what happened to mom and dad a lot. It was mom was taking care of us. Dad, we went and visit every other weekend for, about 2 or 3 hours a day, you know. And learning how to express myself for the first time after my teenage years and my formative years of learning what my moral compass meant to me. I read things like Shakespeare. I dived into things like theology, and I dived into things like the artistry and the music and the magic of all the worlds that I could create. If in my mind I saw a world I wish I could have put down on a piece of paper, but I could never create the thing I saw in my head. So I attached myself to those things that I could learn to be. And as I grew in a person, I grew in this power within me. And today I'm wearing a very special stone called my Larimar stone. It is the stone of freedom in my coven. Now, this is very special to me as in a meaning that it is all about something that we time and time again say ourselves. We are only bogged down by one thing in our life, our own chains. Freedom isn't free. You gotta fight for it every single day. And that is the truth. I break these chains around me every single day of my preconceived notions of what somebody thinks. I break these chains every day when I come out here and ask you to accept me and love me for who I am. I break these chains every single day when I look forward to the promise that tomorrow can and will be my best day ever. That I can wake up in a place where I have the opportunity to make a difference in somebody's life, to help somebody change their life from being a negative life to a positive life. Do I tout to have all of the answers? I never have and never will. Have I made mistakes? Damn straight I've made mistakes and learned from every last one of them. And I'm grateful for every last one of them, because that is what taught me how to really overcome in this world. And knowing for a fact that I am doing exactly what I was meant to do, bar none. To come to a place every single day and find pure joy in doing this, because I see myself for who I am. I'm a man who loves women. I'm a man who loves men. I'm a man who loves the earth. I'm a man who loves God. I'm a man who loves the goddess. I'm a man who loves humanity. I'm a man who loves to cry. And I'm talking, put me in front of a sad movie, I will show you how many tears I shed, because I'll tell you what, this man knows how to cry, and I'm proud to damn fuck of it. And once of a generation, we have a tipping point, folks. And this is going out to every last person who is denying who they are as a person, who is not stepping up to the plate and owning the path they said they wanted to live. To everybody who gives themselves excuses after excuses after excuses of being down on myself for the things that were never in my control in the first place. But what can I control? What can I do? I can step up to the plate and act. I can step up to the plate and wait and listen and observe. I can do nothing and watch the horror show unfold before me. Or I can accept that there is nothing left for me to do. In this journey that we take together today, and above all days here in America, as we just had one of the most impassionate, patriotic, driven speeches I have ever heard in my lifetime by Kamala Harris. And I'm sorry I'm being a little bit preachy here. But it felt like I finally belonged back in America again. It finally felt like I was back in America again last night for me. And these are real tears here. I'm so proud that we're finally taking a stand to this evil man. That we have someone worthy of the title. I hope people are watching this unfold today, because they are literally choosing the world they want. Anyway, I need to move on from this. We need to move on from this, because it is important that we understand that everything comes at a price. So you must step up to the plate. If you are an American, if you aren't registered to vote, get your ass out there and register to vote. If you have disabilities and you don't think you can make it, find out how to get your absentee ballot in early and get it mailed to your home, where it will be in and verified before election night. Get to that poll like your life depends on it, because it literally does. I know my life depends on it. I know my life really does depend on who becomes president. I will literally either live or die depending on who is president. Literally, because I am every last thing he wants to get rid of in this country. Every last thing. I am a pagan, bisexual man, and proud the fuck of it. I'm a minister of love and compassion. Doesn't want it. Doesn't need it. And I was listening to the description of things. Okay, I need to move on. I got to move on. EP, can you please help me out? Do you need a reading? Please get me back on the right track. Let's get back to the best day ever, where we make the changes we need in ourselves and in our communities, and do what's right for all people. Please, let's return to a world of peace, please, anyone out there who is listening, who's at war or fighting, it's done. We're done with the big pointy guns at one another. Can't we just talk about it already? I mean, I don't have to have you know. I'm just saying, I know I'm talking to an audience of one right now. No one is here. I have weed if I want it. I'm not going to smoke it. I don't have any more tobacco. I don't have any more money till later. Maybe I might have a friend who can help me get to a store later and maybe get some things. But, you know, my wife is in the worst flare she's been in months, and I've never seen her in this pain. My foot might be infected. I might have to go to the hospital after stream today to make sure I don't, die or anything like that on you. It would be kind of stupid to die right before the birthday, because of stupid infection in my foot. My feet are not the best, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. The one thing on my body that do not really look very well are my feet. And it's not because I don't try to take care of them. It's because they're so hard to take care of because they're so big. They're like 14-inch feet, okay? And I can barely bend over long enough to not get cramps in my stomach trying to clean my feet. Or even snip the nails, and they're big, thick nails too. I've got an appointment to go see a doctor next Wednesday. Will not be here the 28th. I am just going to say it, not going to be here the 28th. So if you expect me to be here that day, I'm not. I've got to get up early in the ass morning to go to a lab appointment to exchange so he can get the right kind of lab work from me so he can understand what's going on with my kidneys and all of this stuff and why I'm having so many issues, and maybe it has something to do with the foot or whatever. Anybody out there who would love our reading, I am the Unknown Prophet. My name is Joshua Bleasy. I use my custom-made homemade deck to help you get to your pure moment of joy, to put you on a more positive path, to put you on a more stable footing, to give you a reason to pick up yourself and fight for the things that you want to do and be the most. Thank you, EP. Bless your little heart, Marshall. Bless your little heart. You know what I thought would look good on you? The Dean of Supernatural Dean look on you? I think that would look awesome on you. The really gruff cowboy look on you? I was looking at it. I was like, I bet he could pull off a cowboy. He could pull off cowboy. Like I came from Texas, cowboy, Yeah, Dean, literally Dean. It's like, without being too much more of an asshole, though, he's a bit of an asshole. You're the lighter version of Dean. Not quite a Sam, but, and a tiny bit of Castiel in there. Just a little bit of that whimsical, nonsensical energy we need. So I've just compared you to Supernatural, the main cast of it. I hope you enjoyed that. One of my favorite shows of all time. Best show I've ever seen. Has a storyline, has an honest answer, an honest look at the whole 9-10 yards of it all. And you know what? They're not half off the truth of it all. I'm telling you. Yeah, that kind of... You have a Castiel personality with a rising Dean and a tiny bit of what do they call it? Ascendant Sam. I'm not an astrologist. That's the one thing I'm not. I'm not an astrologist. I do not look into the stars and see what they think. I see into the universe. I don't just see one star. I see multiple universes. I have enough to deal with as it is. You never know. There can be a way of styling it in just the right way where you can get just a little bit of that short hair and keep that long top without making it a masculine nut. I'm just saying there, Marshall. You got to talk to the right people. When you start talking to the right people about this stuff, Trust me, you're gonna. What are your number? Okay, got your numbers. What do you want to know? Honestly, because I want to get to that part. Oh, so I'm just waiting to see. I know you're typing your question here. I know your numbers are 6 and 12 here. Just you want a general reading then? I think a general is going to work for you. How about a general career job? Okay, there we go. How will it go? Okay, you have 3 job offers. Okay, we can do that. How about a door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3 reading then? Huh? Okay. So you got to decide right now which ones are which doors, okay? I'm not going to say which one is which door. Only you and you alone will know which door is which door. Door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3, okay? And I'm going to do a job reading for you to tell you exactly what you need to hear for each of those jobs. So, here we go. I think we're ready. Are you guys ready? Okay, here are your 6 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one ran away. That's a big message. Runaway, runaways. That's a big message. Number I'm on there, Marshall? 5? No, I was on. Or 4? What number was I on, please? I had to pick the stupid card up, didn't I? Four. I'm going to say 4. 5. And 6. And that's too many anyway, so. I wasn't sure which number I was on, and then I had to recount in my head how many I was. So I got one more shuffle for you, basically. You got a 2 God card question answer. All right, and then we've got the 12th card is going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and it was 12. So, yep, 12. And you want to know about all job offers. So you know which one is door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3, right? I want that to be a very clear image in your head there, Marshall. Tell me when you got that and let me know when you're ready. Okay, good. All right, door number 1. Door number 2. Door number 3. How it will work out. How it will work out. How it will work out. And what is the best advice they can give you? Last but not least, EP. What is the best advice they can give you? This is not a journey layout reading. This is an actual just how you understand where we're at and you understand what everything is. And you should take this as door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3. Okay? So let's talk about right, left, backwards, forwards, damn. I hope I get an office chair for my birthday. I really do. All right. Door number 1 It will be an opportunity for you to feed yourself those experiences that you are hoping to gain through this place that you are thinking about going to. You will have that ability to go out and experience and get those tools that you need to fill the needs of yourself and the company that you are with. You will have to turn a little bit of some of those negative attributes we used to have within our job self, but knowing that we can turn around things. We're going in there to help fix something here. We know that this company needs a new direction. It needs a new way to go forward sometimes. So someone has to be a little bit more of a brighter spot than they have had recently. You can and will be a bright spot because you will help turn them around and turn them from seeing a negative way to a more positive way and looking at the way you have accomplished your career going forward. But it will be something where you will have to claim the power of, and you will have to step up to the plate and do the do and walk the walk and talk the talk. Your example will be what your employees and or people who support you or congratulate you in the end that you did a good job because you did exactly what you said you were going to do. And you did it with grace, dignity, and you did it with awesome, complete, beautiful self. Door number 2. It shall show you the real reflection of who you are and test you in ways. Light and dark ways will come your way, but they will be learning experiences nonetheless. They will help you retrain yourself to become the kind of employee this company needs, the kind of retraining that one needs in order to have a fresh start, in order to have a fresh new outlook. A more friendlier company than you are used to because they're willing to see the whole you and not just half of you. They're willing to look at you and say, I don't understand all of the time, but I'm willing to listen and try to understand sometimes. So more of that ancient knowledge that we have gained along the way, where we feel this necessary journey to awaken within us, door number 2 comes to say, you will use that knowledge in which you have gained through your life to give back to those who will need your help getting through it themselves. That you will help people re-embrace all parts of who they are. The good, the bads, the uglies, everything that comes in between. To learn how to love self, embrace self, and show yourself that you can still be and who you choose to be and still be valid. Door number 3. It will not be about getting over the worries and worries of the past. We will define a new future because we will decide that we must be the brightest star that we can possibly be. In this job, I feel to tell you that you will be the light behind the clouds that separates the darkness below. Where there might have been sadness or worrisome problems before, you will bring solutions to the game. You will clear those clouds up and they will be far and frequently and in between. You will bring the light and bring this back around to be a community, a family of people who will start to look more at a positive goal, a positive way of going about doing it, so that they will know that they are a part of that positively lit community. And they will always have someone there who will understand them. And then you will do the one thing left to do. It will be about sharing your journey and sharing your experiences and sharing your soul and life and service that you will someday do. But share you will in equal terms. As they accept you, you will learn to accept them and learn more about who you are as a man than you have ever learned before, because you will truly understand how to share yourself with this world and be uniquely your own. With that said, that is your door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3 options today. And Mama and Papa come to say something else to you. I know you're sitting there. Huh? More? Ready? More? More? More, 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 more. I'm going to show you them anyway, but the one that ran away, the message I need you to hear. Marshall, please. Plant those seeds you wish to grow and take care of them. They will be the thing that strengthen you, help you grow, bring all of that which you want back into your life once again. Physical, mental, and spiritual love for yourself, and do something good that will not only benefit you, but the ones you love the most. Forge your way forward. By being the brilliant, beautiful person you will forge yourself into being. Because you, when you come out of the forge for the last and final time, and you raise yourself up high for the gods and all to see, I will be proud to announce that Marshall has entered this world and has owned his life once and for all. If that didn't inspire you, I don't know what will. Butt kick done. I'm just clearing you out the list just because. And look, I've been doing this for a half an hour now, and it's just you and me here. We're talking. Maybe one other person's lurking in the background. Maybe Swiftstick's out there lurking somewhere, and if they're not, it's okay. It's not about who's here right now is who matters right now to me. Everybody out there is living a life. They're going to do things. If they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, they don't need me any longer. If they're living the life they've always wanted to live, they don't need me any longer. They're living the life. They have gone to live their best day ever. And if I ever saw them again, maybe not, they'd tell me how it worked out for them. But it would be their journey to tell. Just like it will be your journey to tell me someday. I can't wait to shake your hand and look at you as the man you are and welcome you to the party. You know? It's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. And the thing that I've learned time and time again in my life is that without the struggle and the need to overcome those obstacles, I would have not gained the kind of things that I needed to overcome in my life. Because I saw forgiveness rather than hatred, I overcame a lot of that hurt in the past. Because I learned how to love in a new, different way that I never knew how to express. Because I had two different feelings inside of me and didn't understand why. I thought it might be because of the abuse, but that never, ever crossed my mind when it came to the actual act of being in love with someone. I always wanted to fall in love with the soul, not somebody's body. That was always my goal. Didn't care what they looked like. If they had the kind of soul I was hoping to find someday, then that's the kind of person I would fall in love with. I was lucky enough to find my one true love, find my destiny, define my own fate, define my own path, to know that what my story is one of those great, amazing stories that you just don't believe unless you've actually heard it from my mouth. And I don't even sometimes sit here and go, pokey, 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 am I dreaming pokey, 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 because sometimes this shit gets really scary for me. I mean, so accurately scary, it's, you know, I knew there was going to be no, I for a moment, my ego got kind of excited. There's going to be a Taylor Swift, or something like that. No, we didn't need a Taylor Swift or Beyonce last night. We got Kamala goddamn Harris in the house. Boom. We didn't need nothing else to be there. If they want to go support her, go for it. You go and support her. I don't care if you're Beyonce, Taylor, or whatever. If you're going to throw your voice behind somebody, damn well better know who you're backing. Oh, fuck me, goddamn blind. Oh my god. Filled piss and vinegar today, I'm telling you there, guys. That got me all riled up here in Minnesota. Remember, my governor is vice president right now. He is in this right side by side Kamala Harris right now. My actual governor, who's out there on the campaign trail with Kamala Harris. That's that's the kind of people I come from. People just like Tim Walz. Every ordinary Minnesotans are just like him. Most of us are. You know, we're all a little quirky and goofy at times. We all wear our little things. We all vote for the Vikings to win, but we all know that it's a long shot that they're actually going to do it. Hell, I'll tell you what. I think the chances of Kamala Harris has a better chance of winning this race than the Vikings have of winning the goddamn Super Bowl. I'll tell you that. Get your shit together. Damn Vikings. Pull your shit together. We need Coach Walz to go down to the Vikings stadium and say, you're going to get me a goddamn Super Bowl win, right? You know? I'm just saying. Coach Walz gets down there and goes, okay, I'll show them how it's done. I'll show these Vikings how not to bow down to the face of all of this crap people keep giving them. I love my Vikings, damn it. Well, once in a while. That's true Minnesota fashion, though. We're we're a bunch of Norwegian, Germans, Swiss people, and Jewish people up here, you know. We're farmers, and most of us our families were farmers, and, you know, people who just wanted to grow and be part of the land and just live simple, easy lives and be able to have community and, you know, church and things like that, you know. And my family's a big, you know, Christian family. I mean, they're very strong Methodist, Baptist, church kind of people. They're not the bad kind of, that, you know, they respect, honor, and cherish every person's belief to believe, but they believe in Jesus Christ as the only God, Lord and Savior of that faith. And, you know, for their own specific reasons, they believe how they believe. I don't subscribe to the actual divinity of Christianity. I subscribe to the divinity of Jesus myself, you know. Because I don't believe that Christianity is an accurate representation of what I believe Jesus Christ stands for. Just like in this North American experiment we call America, you know, where all of those beliefs are you know, tied into, you know, they're just tied into understanding who we are as people and really defining what those things mean to us. Are all that important. Alright, guys, back to doing the job I'm here to do. Hi, Pause. Hi, Master. How are we doing today? Having one of those brief little moments that are just kind of going off on a tangent there for a while. Me and EP and Marshall in there in the house, just, you know, chilling out, hanging, while people waiting for show. You know what to do. Alright. Let me get in the right spot. Pause. It's a pretty good question. All right, here we go with your spot there, Pause. All right, my question today is, what must I do to protect my heart? Here are your 9 official shuffles, Pause. 1, 2. We're on 2. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the ninth card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the ninth card is how can you best protect your heart? Here we go. And we do have a, like I said, a four God card message as well. So one of the things that I wanted to tell you there, my paused friend, my beautiful friend, about protecting your heart. My wife did this for a long, long time because she needed to, because it was because of her actual safety in life in order to get through a day. My wife came from a very abusive husband, one who hit her and also demeaned her at the same time. She had a lot of healing to do after that man, and she had to learn how to overcome the obstacles of what people kept telling her she was. She had to find a way to find joy again in her life. She was obsessed with death when I met her, obsessed with how wrong the world was and how sad the world was. And she couldn't seem to swim around or through those issues, no matter how many times I tried to show her a pathway through. Because she wasn't ready to see it for a while there. When she finally did see it, she embraced the whale's joy inside. The time that you know that you are finally reaching the top of joy for the first time in your life. The thing that will protect your heart the most is finding that open sky again, taking a deep breath, and going back into the waters of love and healing yourself and loving yourself, so that when you do and are ready to try to find love once again, you have given it all you can by not swimming around what got you there in the first place, but by honestly taking a look at what you could have done, but what you couldn't have done, and what your new way forward will be. You will protect that heart by setting it free and allowing yourself to find that whale's joy in your heart once again. You will finally see that big picture. How do you protect your heart? You see the world for the tapestry that you have woven up to this point. You have woven a complete and total beautiful picture. You have to look at every strand and every switch and every stitch and every single thing that you put into that. But you have to eventually pull away from the stitching and see what you've made. You see yourself for who you really are today, and you love that part of that artistry. You love that all of this work made you be today. And the last and final way you protect your heart is you build a wall of safety around a good foundation, not by keeping things out or keeping things in, but allowing yourself to have that barrier where things are allowed to come and go as you so choose them to come and go. But we will protect ourselves by putting more positive stuff in our wall, by taking the time to work on ourselves, to finding the right tools and the right responsibilities for knowing how to protect our heart in the right ways. Sometimes the best way to protect your heart is to set it free. But not always can you count on those things to always come to fruition, because you must allow yourself to be free of all that which has caused you the pain and sorrow and the hurt of what was the past. The best way to move forward is to transform that pain into something that will become beautiful. The new, more positive me, the new person who accepts themselves and is ready for real love this time, who will love themselves enough to do what it takes to be the kind of person who wakes up every single day looking for a way to improve. I will turn my worst attributes into my power, or I will turn them into things that will someday benefit me, like when they are done and being out of my life and finally gone and decayed, I can use them as my much needed fertilizer to improve my life and my garden by simply realizing I've done the work. And that is your general reading of how to protect your heart today there, Pause. And your gods have some words about that too. And they're kind of a bit mad at you. We are trying to give you the experiences you need to fill those tiny holes for yourself too. It's okay to feed yourself what you need. Eat, replenish, revitalize your life with that which you have so desired to take a taste of. And let that be the thing that you go, I love the taste of this in my mouth. I want to find out where that hors d'oeuvre came from because I want that to be in my life. Realize one very special thing. Pause. That you must be in balance. You cannot give more than you take. You cannot take more than you give. You must grow in the light. You must grow in the dark. You must find a way to find the way to grow. It is your responsibility to do that. No one else's. You must grow through the darkness. You must grow through the light to find that life within yourself where that balance is you. And you will find that balance and you will come to that crescendo moment. But you want to know what I want you to hear? I want you to hear these words, and I want you to hear them loud and proud, and I want you to realize that these are your words just as much as they were mine once upon a time. Pause. Today, above all days, realize that you, my friend, have the power. That today, above all days, you take your own journey, your own path in your own goddamn two hands. Put the finger down in the sands of time and tell this universe exactly what it's going to give you. Because you are loved by more people than you could ever possibly imagine. You don't know just how much this man loves you, even though we've never met, even though I know nothing to little about you. I can genuinely say I love you. From a far place in Minnesota to genuinely look at another human being and say, I appreciate you for being you. For no other reason than that. And mean those words. But the last thing you gotta understand is it's a time I take this finger. It's a time to take yourself and put it down in the sands of time and carve the destiny you want yourself to have. End of story. Period. No stop. No blank. No anything. It's time to stop making excuses and do it already. Don't sit there contemplating about the choices that are in front of you. For God's sakes, just try something. And last but not least, please, it's okay to let out this emotion that you are holding back within you. It could be the very power you seek. It could be the very rawness that you need in your life once again. It could be the very thing that turns the page from negative to positive. So find that way to be the light, happy rain when you need to be. Find that way to realize that you control this sky. No one else but you control this sky. And it's time to let yourself be seen and absorbed by those people you want around you. And set whatever you have left in you free, whether it be emotion, artistry, your ethics, your life, your reason to be. It might be a new one for you there. Yeah, pause, because it is the time to set yourself free of those expectations that you get to decide the kind of weather you have today. And if you need to be the downpouring person, then you're going to flood the world to make sure they all get it. They better grab a boat, because I'm a-coming for you. You know? That is your reading for today there. Pause, though. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you, you know, and thank you for being here and giving me your time and patience, you know. And if it makes sense to you about how you've been handling certain things, and that can be also how much power you give to things as well. You decide the kind of power you give out. Water is all about emotion, but it's about the deep recesses of who we are as people. It's about that very, very lifeblood of who we are. It's that soul that we share with others every day. Hey, welcome in, um, Kurt, Kurt, Kurt. A Kurt, I'm going to say a Kurt. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. Oh. So, Master Trooper, let me clear these cards off for you. A Kurt. Okay, good. You want me to suggest a question for you? Is there something I need to work on that I'm not aware of? Tell me something I really need to know? But not necessarily what I want to know? I mean, you tell me. What sounds good to you? Just generally tell me something I really need to hear today. You know, whatever you feel in your heart, you're ready to hear, buddy. You know, how, well, then, you know, just think that out to yourself. Type it out if you want, you know. You know, tell me what I need to know, not what I want to know. Basic 101, you know. So just ask the question. I want you to ask the question. You know, it's kind of a, that way I keep track and make sure I know what you actually want to know. Because I can say a bunch of things that I'm in the zone of. Something that I need to know. Yeah, okay, you got it. Clearing these cards off good for you, okay? And welcome into my new first-time chatter. Welcome to the stream. I will explain how things work in a little bit. I'm going to get through this reading first. And when we get you to your turn, I will explain how we do what we do and why we do the things we do here, okay? So sit back, relax, and hopefully you enjoy and just get the kind of spirituality and positivity you need to hear. Maybe there's something in here you need to hear as well as what this person needs to hear. So here we go with your official 9 shuffles there, Master. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, guys, stop. And that was 7. Stop jumping around everywhere. 7, 8, and 9. And the 30-second card. You have a 1, 2, 3 God card message for you. Some advice for you and a very specific answer to question. And I've got 1 runaway card that's a God card, but they want me to point this one out. Yep, they're jumping for you, Master. That one went all the way over here. Okay, that's the back of my sword. And you know what? The further away they go, the more they're kind of yelling at you a little bit, you know? It's kind of like a, all right, it's time to wind up for the spanking. Just a little bit. Don't worry, it's not going to hurt very badly, but I'm going to make sure you understand what you did wrong here. Spank. There. Go back to playing now. That's basically what jumping cards basically mean. The farther away they go, the harder the spank is, kind of. So, I'm sorry. And we were at the 9th card anyway, so we got to come 32th anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31, and the 32nd card is. So these are all the bottom of the deck there. Here's all the ones on top, and here is what they need you to know today. And I think they're going to talk. The thing you need to know right now. There comes this moment in our lives, Master, where we're faced with the very future and it suddenly becomes real. I know this feeling all too well when things are becoming way too real sometimes. And what I'm feeling from you more than anything right now is that the thing you need to hear the most right now is, yeah, yeah, and we're going to get there, okay? But the thing you need to know the most is that there is a community for you out there, that there is help out there for you, that there is a support group out there, or there is a community out there, or there is a family that you have chosen to call your family and your own. And those are the people who come to your aid whenever you need them, no matter the circumstances. No matter what has happened in the past, if someone really needs your help or they need your help, it's okay to call and say, can you help out at least? But getting back into that place where you are the one who light the very flame of what you want to feed. This is about you starting the fire that you want to feed. This is you choosing what you want to give your power to. Not power over, like we have been dealing with a lot lately. Power with. Not power under, power with. A power word stronger than you could ever imagine. Because the one thing you still have left to do is find out why you're still at war with yourself on certain things, while you still beat up on yourself for doing certain things, when you're being hard on yourself or giving yourself reasons not to go for the things you want the most, even though they're right in front of your tippy toes or your little sharp little hands there. And that card is about finding that battle within and saying, I will not be at war with the other half of who I am. I will accept that part of myself. I will find a way to work with both sides of who I am as a person. But I will find a way so that we can no longer be at war anymore. We can now be at peace and find this way to make our life go forward again. And ask yourself if this is true or not. And if it is holding true for you up to this point there, Master, then you must ask yourself, if you cannot see what you are not seeing, then what is underneath the surface that you have yet to raise to the top? What is the actual conscious and subconscious desire that we have? What is the one fear we have above all fears? What is it about that fear that grasps us so tight? I'm scared to death of heights, but I know why I'm scared of heights, because I was pushed off of a ladder when I was a young boy from the top of my fucking trailer house onto the ground. And ever since then, I don't like being on top of high places anymore. So, and that was what was done to me as a bully, when a bully did something to me, And, but there has always been that underneath the surface of that little Josh who was hurt, who's upset, who's still angry, who's still mad at the world, who still thinks the world is a sucky, evil place that will never be any better. He's the kid who got abused too much, the kid who was too beat down, the kid who didn't know how to survive in a world full of monsters, but finding angels instead, But I had to understand what was underneath the surface of my greatest pain, and why I did things the way I did some things at certain times. And sometimes I know why I do it, and sometimes I'm honest with you, I don't know, and that's okay too. Because the thing that's being provided to you, Master, above all else, during this time right now, is you are being provided the very catalyst that will inspire and invigorate and make you live that life you've said you wanted to live. This is the very thing you need to go through to get that friction so you can ignite your path, so you can have one of these nice little candles of soul where you can go, look at me. Oh, it didn't work this time, but look at me now. I now ignite my future because I use the catalyst of that future to show me a better way forward. I empty out the stuff that is no longer serving me purpose, and I go forward bright again. And I know people love my candle analogy, but it's honestly the truth. You ignite your future today by simply choosing that future. And I think it's time you step up to the plate and say, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to use to gain that thing. I will use these things that have gotten in my way to get past those things that I need to get in the future. You know? All right. Jumper first. Okay, we got to get the big one first out of the way. A true reflection, my friend, is what they really need you to really get it for, okay? Here we go. Physical, mental, and spiritual. And you're going to probably say, oh my dear God, I did not get these cards again. And that's why we need to see the real whole you for who you really are. The good, the bad, the uglies, everything in between. We appreciate what's being really shown back to us, which is the oak tree, not the broken up little mirrors there. You are the beautiful person, and seeing yourself as that beautiful person is what needed. Finding a way to plant new seeds into that garden in which you wish to grow. By overcoming the past, walking out today knowing today is parole day, and today is the day you set yourself free of the life that you no longer want to live any longer. Today is the day you walk free from this cage and you decide what your future is going to look like, because you are doing to do whatever it takes to start living a better life forward. You are going to breathe in the fresh air of life every day. You are going to find a reason to have purpose, to have meaning. You are going to breathe in that fresh breath of air in your lungs again, and breathe deep, that you will be able to let out those emotions once again, to show your passion, your love, your sadness, your happiness, your humanity, and find a brave new way forward towards the very things you need in life. And spiritually, you will be able to finally forge yourself into that person where there is no more battle, where you have seen the true reflection of who you are, where you've seen the fruits of your labor come to full circle, and you have finally put your life back on the track it was always meant to be on. Today, from your gods to you, hell the fuck yeah. Boom. And they wonder why my God cards kick ass. Oh, a Kurt. A Kurt to the reading room, a Kurt to the reading room. I hope I'm getting that right. So I think you said that was good. So there you go, Master. That's your reading for today. Ah. You're welcome, my friend. So here's what I need from you. Two numbers that I need from you. First, I need you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck, 1 through 10. Then tell me a second set of number, 1 through 52. That's where you decide your answers start in my deck, and I will tell you from that point forward. That's how it works here. You've already asked your question, so I don't need you to do that. Thank you very much for that. All right, and then I promise to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me the gods. I will light your world on fire, as you've seen, but I will set you on a more positive path going forward, and I will do my very best to make today be your best goddamn day ever. And you want to know if you and your boyfriend will get, if me and my boyfriend will get back until tomorrow, when will I get my stuff back? So your boyfriend's coming back tomorrow, and you want to know if you're going to get your stuff back, basically, right? Correct? Just so I make sure I understand the question. Oh, you broke up. I know you broke up, but you want to know if you're going to get your stuff back, right? Oh, you want to know if you'll get back together again. Oh, okay. Okay. So you want to know if there's ever going to be an opportunity for you guys to get back together. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for very much explaining it to me. I try to make sure I understand before I go there. Okay, we got that. All right, now we got your numbers, and I understand what you want to know. I'm going to clear these cards off for you. I do a random shuffle and ask my higher power and my angels and my guides to tell me when the right spot is for you. And when they tell me it's the right spot, we stop and then we start your official shuffle. So this is kind of my intuitive part of what I do here a little bit. And I just kind of shuffle them and make sure I clear off the last person's reading, also energetically washing my hands along with my cards as I'm clearing them and getting ready so that I can give you the same kind of reading I gave Master, maybe even something better. Who knows? But I promise I'm going to tell you the truth, even if it hurts sometimes. So, and not everyone likes that. That's why I don't have a lot of people here sometimes, because they don't like me telling them things they didn't want to hear today. They really got to be ready for it. All right, here we go. And here are your 8 official shuffles occurred. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You have a 1 God card message for you today. All right, 13 number. Will you guys get back together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 13th card is. And we want to know if we're going to get back together, huh? All right, let me get my leg back in my little cubby hole for a second. Kind of got to readjust the body every once in a while, I know. I try to sit for pretty much straight on here. And Kurt, for you, one of the things I want you to realize is that the special time you have had with this person, this last person that you were with, the happiness and the love you did share while it was there, it feels like a pretty recent breakup from what I'm seeing, and you're wondering if there's even a chance we could someday get back together again. Or it's been at least a month or so of you trying to figure out if this person is ready to even hear you or whatever. And you've been kind of searching for this happiness again and wondering if that person can help you be happy again with them, of course, you know. Can we be happy again, kind of a feeling. And so what I'm feeling from that part of it is to answer your question that you want to know is if you guys will ever get back together again. And I'm going to say to you this, there's always that opportunity as long as there is good, honest, open communication. It's that we have to remind ourselves that if this is a bump in the road, it's a bump. We come back together as that team. Let me give you the prime example of something I think will help you. Are you being open and honest with each other in a communicative way where you're sharing everything that you can share, as much as you can share, that you know of, that you know what the other person thinks and feels, right? We have to know that we are together as a team, more powerful than anything else. Before anything else comes our love. But we will have our own separate things from time to time. And I will be able to do a life that is my purpose and my purpose alone. But I know that I must have that equal love in return from that person who sees me and loves me for that. I will not hold back, and I will be the authentic me. And that has gotten me and my wife a very healthy 18-year relationship, but it's actual work we have to work on sometimes. There are misunderstandings, expectations, things we think that people are going to do for us, they never end up doing for us, but we end up appreciating the things they do for us. So I think that there is an opportunity for you guys to get back together, but I think you guys have to bring back together the joy again and really start to build a home together by understanding that you have to bring the right ingredients into that home. A good solid foundation for both of you. So that means you have to both add those ingredients into that foundation. You both have to have boundaries, but you both have to be open-minded enough to accept change. So those are your safety walls or your walls of your home. Then you've got to put that roof on and protect yourself from the harm that others can do to you. At least with your beautiful heart or beautiful soul, remind yourself how much you are loved every single day. That you are protected by something out there that loves you and protects you, no matter what that force you call it is, okay? And now know that now your only responsibility is to open the door and go out and explore new, better experiences, or finally understand what it means to be at home with the one you want to share your life with. Be the kind of person who takes the control and stop listening to what everybody else says this relationship is supposed to be. This is you and them. This is your love story, your thing. If you believe there is a chance, then you must take that chance and take that chance in your own two hands and ask yourself, is this fire worth feeding? Is this fire worth fanning? Is this the fan that I'm going to spend way too much time trying to get to light? Or is this the one that's already ready to go to spark to tinder? And I think you kind of know your very good and strong feelings here about what you really truly believe that you really need in your life right now. And I do believe that there will be issues, but you can't walk around on eggshells any longer and cannot hold back those things you refused to share before. You can't walk around in eggshells in a relationship. There's no room for secrets. There's no room for cracks in the ground, except for when it's like birthday secrets or, good things we're doing for people's secrets. The typical nice good things, So the freeze place, the reason that I'm saying this is that you might want to give it a second thought before you ask for really what this person is. I have always had a saying. If they wanted to be there right now, they would already be there. They left for a reason. Do you see that reason has resolved? Or do you see that that reason still needs to be worked on or closed or let go of? As long as you're open to those possibilities, then yeah, for sure. I think you have a shot. But you got a lot of work to do with this person before it becomes a solid, honest, good relationship. Okay? Hey, Apple. Kurt, I do have a God card for you, but because you're a first-time chatter here, I don't like to try to throw you in the fire right away. I like to give you at least a light warning that sometimes this card can kick your ass because it's a very strong message from your higher power, whatever you call that, from them to you, trying to tell you something they really need you to hear today, or trying to answer a question you've posed to them recently. So one or the two are there. You decide what it truly means. I just flip whatever cards come up to 6 cards. So, and you've got 1 for today. And I ask you if you want to see your God card. Otherwise, if you don't, that's okay. You just say, no, I'm not ready for that much experience here. Or please show me, whatever your case may be. Either way, we're going to move on from here. Oh, I needed a drink. So, Kurt, one last time, do you want to see your card? All right, we have a rule. That if you're not being asked to show the card, that we respect that cards and we don't show them. So I'm giving you a 1 minute timer to say I want to see this card because internet issues happen and things go wonky. But I'm starting not to feel you're here, so I'm wondering if you are here. Oh, you're here, at least in your computer's here. Thank you very much, Apple. It took me a long time to create and design that deck. It took me almost a full year before I made it into an actual physical thing. You know, I was designing what size I wanted it to be, what I wanted the borders to look like, taking some of the pictures, designing what I wanted the original meanings to be. Hi, honey. Here comes the one true love of my life.
Yeah.
All right. I'll skirt. I'm sorry. I'm going to be putting your God card away for today. I guess you'll have to leave that one up to the gods to clear that off because I'm not feeling it here, and I'll keep it right there for you in case you pop it in a second or two, but next person who comes in line, you're going to lose that God card. I have nothing for you.
No coffee?
Oh, coffee I have. I thought you were talking about smoke. I got nothing. I have to wait to get more stuff out of the thing. Be careful, Mama Bear. Yeah, so and there's a true real story behind why I created this specific magical lesson that I learned and taught myself, honestly. This is how I stopped being the person who didn't own up to their choices, and this is how I started owning up to my choices. This is the lesson, the very first lesson that got me to where I am today in a magical sense of it all. So, yeah, I've spent a lot of time, like I said, designing, the cards to make sure that I liked the way they looked, and they're not supposed to look perfect, picture perfect. They're supposed to look grainy for reasons because because you guys don't understand that when I do this, it's like walking around in that fuzzy screen that you see right before it turns on every day. I walk in a literal world where I see that, and then I see like Deadpool Wolverine sees it's not a bunch of TV screens. I actually get to see and see the other part of me living in that life. Kind of like Dark Matter. If you ever watched that, that's the best example of how the multiverse works. The closest I've ever seen is that show right there. You know, and getting out the cards and designing these cards were all about every experience that I've been through in my life. This card is one of the very first magical things that I used in my magical life to realize that I had to give back to myself again. On this card here, it is an actual house we lived in, our first home as a married couple. We lost it because of things that happened in the world at the time and things that we thought we were doing the right thing of, but someone took the wrong way and we had to suffer consequences for somebody else's actions,
It was the housing crisis of
Yeah, there was the housing crisis of '08 that made us lose our home. And we were one of the families who fell hook, line, and sinker to one of those, people who didn't exactly, weren't in our best interest. And we couldn't afford to pay the mortgage anymore because my wife had recently lost her job due to a very stupid and dumb mistake that she made. A simple, easy mistake cost her job. They were looking for ways to get rid of her before that, but, So, Apple, why don't you throw me your numbers and your question? We'll get to doing the job I need to do for you today and get you back on the track you need to. That's what we're here to do, so why don't you throw me your numbers and or question? Oh. All right. If you don't remember what the numbers are, it's 1 through 10 for shuffle amount, 1 through 52 for your answers amount. And you want to know what's coming for you. All right, we got you covered there.
we can do.
You can recommend me all you want. Yeah, I have no problems with you guys sharing me out, telling people about your community to get in here into my Twitch streams. But this is where I do readings. I do readings only on Twitch. I only rebroadcast through the Twitch the YouTube network to make sure I save my VODs and that everybody gets a chance to at least go back and view them if they want to go back and look at their Pacific reading. Because sometimes, internet issues happen and things like that. And at least you get to see what I was trying to convey to you during that time. And then you can pick it apart all you want. All right, Apple, I'm already hearing them start to say, we're getting close for you. Usually when I say that, they say, it's good enough. I'm like, no, are you sure? Yeah, they're sure. All right, here we go. Here is your 8 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last but not least, 8. We have a 2 God card answer for you, my friend. All right, and the 8th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th card is It is my absolute honor to give you this reading, both a story and a mission of sorts of answering that very question of what is coming for you. What are you looking for? Oh, you're looking, well, how did you just keep it over there for now? All right, wifey, grabbing for something over here. I had to make sure, see what she wanted here, okay? So getting back to what I need to tell you, Apple. It may not seem like it at times, that there's some anger left within ourselves. And it's not always about what we're angry at the world for, or angry at what our lives have become, or angry about what our parents didn't do right, or parents what our teachers didn't give us, or the excuses that we tend to give ourselves for when we fail to do things the way we knew we should have done them in the first place. We hold this anger and resentment within ourselves, and we become more and more angry at ourselves than we become angry at the world around us. Today is that day to release this anger, whatever the left of it may be. And now maybe it's just a gentle reminder that you've done the work because it's in the past. And that means that once we've moved past the point of letting the anger gone, we are now into the place you are now, which is the acceptance of it all. To finally accept yourself free from that anger, free from that guilt, free from that bargaining that you have yet to understand to do. That you are free from all of that finally and completely because you have found the very thing that you needed the most in your life. The thing coming for you the most is this need to know that you have been accepted all along. That you are truly being awakened and honored and being seen. Because now the universe sees you. And that's why things like that, what you just said in chat, are happening now. Because now you are ready. Because you have healed yourself. And now the universe is calling out to you to say, here's what we want you to try to find the most right now. Just like my father had to learn about in life. He wasn't always there for me growing up. He went to try to fix his problems through other people. He was the kind of man who carried his emotions with him and kept them locked inside. He was also the kind of man who, when he did show his emotion, he chose to show the more negative ones than the positive ones. He never stopped to think about what was being done. And I have a similar issue that my father has with impulse control and anger issues sometimes. At least I'm willing to admit that, right? And that means that I know myself very well. But my father understood that he had to come to a place of healing within himself, just like I had to find the healing within myself as well. I know that the family I was with was a beautiful, wonderful family that loved me for who I was during the time that they did. But that family, not necessarily the same family it was. And whether I can help that family or not help that family, all I'm being asked to do is just be there until I can see a place for them to re-begin again. That's all I've got to do. I don't have to be the leader. I don't have to be the follower. I just have to be there and be a part of the thing I want to create. My family of choice. My family that I called out to with my heart song, with my heart light. And I sung to the world, come to me, come to me. It is time to finally understand that what's coming for you is that feeling of home. Imagine it. Just imagine finally feeling at home in your life, in your purpose, in your meaning, in yourself. That sense of knowing you are finally home. You know all too well that feeling means to you something very special. That home itself has a deeper meaning for you than a lot of other people out there in this world. You understand what it means to protect that. I'm a weird dude too, and they are scared of me too, and get ghosted a lot too. But maybe they were just there to be there for that moment so you could be the necessary catalyst to open their eyes to someone who could show them an amazing world that was deeper than they were ever profoundly awakened to before. They were given an opportunity to see something beautiful and decided it wasn't what they wanted to eat today for dinner, okay? I can't explain everything. I'm just saying you know what this feeling means for you, and you don't need me sitting here explaining it to you. Now, I don't remember, Apple, if you've been here for a while, but have you been here with the God cards? I always show people, but I'm not quite sure if I remember you being here for a while. So do I need to warn you, or are you good to go with the God cards? You should know what that means if you've been here a while. If it's been a while, let me ask. Let's see, the reason... Okay, warn you. These are the most extreme messages you can get from any part of my reading. If you thought what I did before was intense, this is a message from your higher power to you, from that power explaining themselves to you in no uncertain terms. So if you ask the big old question, will you please tell me what I XYZ want to know, they came to say, okay, here is the answer. But it usually will kick your spiritual ass and knock you on your ass if you're not careful. So I like to make sure if you haven't been here for a while, you at least be warned about that before you start flipping cards. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I warn people. Now, the next time I see you, and if I remember I seen you, you get to see these cards no matter what. But I at least, haven't seen you for a while, I'm going to warn you. And since you asked me for the warning, there you go. Now, what is your choice? Do you want to see them or not? My wife is going. Let's see what they all choose. I see them. I clear. I free. The one story I want to tell you the most right now, Apple, is the story of my brother. Okay? My brother has had some difficulties in his life and has not made all the right choices, to be clear. He did do something very negative in this world that he can no longer change or take back. But he put himself in that prison way before he put himself into actual prison. He gave himself and locked himself away from the things that he didn't want to deal with on a daily basis. He didn't want to deal with the fact that he was abused by a babysitter. He didn't want to deal with the fact that our mother was an alcoholic. He didn't want to deal with the fact that his father wasn't always there. He took every single thing he was ever taken for granted, at least at that time. Okay? And I can't speak for my brother's experience exactly because I'm not my brother. But he made some choices that weren't and were not and will never be okay in this world. But when he finally got to a place where he had his freedom taken away, I'll tell you in a little bit. You know, it's easy. It's like you set a timer and stuff like that. But after reading, I'll explain it. Okay, but this card is all about him understanding that he was hiding away from the emotions that he hadn't dealt with yet. That's why the rain became important to him in life. No, don't ever apologize. You're no, don't worry. It's your reading. You're the only one here. It's not like I'm going anywhere. So, hey, whatever. You know, I'm just trying to give you. I want to make sure that you get what you just came here for. That's all I'm making sure. Especially when it comes to God cards. Okay, my stories are a little bit long-winded. I admit it, but they're usually for a reason. Okay. And my brother turned his life around in that place. He was allowed to be a part of a very specialized program at the time to help people who did what he did reform and become people of good and substance again. They were trying to give a chance to people who don't necessarily deserve a chance at a better life forward, at least when you are the lowest of the low of the rings of what he did. Okay? That being said, he didn't embrace the real true life's blood within his lungs at one point of himself either. He didn't know how to live life every day to its fullest potential. He took everything for granted. He took everything as if it was always going to be there waiting for him. And as much as I would love to take responsibility for that, that was not me. I was the one who needed to take the responsibility. He was the one who was allowed to go be whatever he wanted to go be, I guess. I don't know. But he did turn his life around because today was the day when he got out, when he was paroled from the place that had been putting him in. He stepped out of there and I saw a new man emerge. I saw that man finally embrace a more positive path going forward. And can he or will he ever make up for what he did? I don't know. That I'll leave to the gods. But in your respect, it's not like that for you. It's not like I'm sending you to jail, but you kind of put yourself in that kind of jail too every once in a while. So parole yourself a little bit today and don't keep walking into the same old icky place and that doesn't make you feel good and warm and squishy. How about if we walk in a more positive direction forward and find the things that will make us happy? We forge our life forward and we put ourselves back into the fiery flame because we are ready to work on ourselves. We are finally ready to see the fruits of our labor. With our own two hands, we put ourselves back into that place where we can transform. And that is what it is time for you to do. It is time for you to transform into what you said you wanted yourself to be. I walked away from my house, gave my car to a homeless people, and fought and captured Satan in my awakening, and it was life-changing. And do we mean captured Satan to get rid of him, or to make him be entrapped within you so that no longer are they going to vex you? So I guess I kind of want to understand that a little bit. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like me with I call the unknown, you know. I don't not recognize my darkness. My darkness is the thing that made me who I am. Without me manifesting exactly the person I saw in my head, without me having that creation moment, without that destruction of that old self that I said time and time again was me, but I am the one who burned that house down, rebuilt that fucking house brick by brick, stone by stone. So, you know, and my awakening was when I was 8 years old. And then I've learned how to use it over time and learned had to go live the life that I lived. And only recently, this last couple of years, have I really, really understood my purpose and journey and why it all came crescendoing, why I got the fantastic story I did. I shouldn't. I mean, they should be making movies about my life someday. I don't know if they ever will, but I'll leave that up to the history and the world to decide. You know. But from a small kid in a trailer court who was so shy and introverted that he didn't know how to make a friend in this world, to being scared of the people he trusted the most, to being victimized by people he loved and didn't understand why, to finally finding that freedom and letting that part of myself be at rest and at peace, was definitely part of who I became as a person. When I awakened, then I became a new me. But every stage of the way, I became a new, better version of me. Every stage. That doesn't mean that every stage didn't have its meaning. You know, the willow that I started out at, the thunderbolt I became, the the unison I wanted to become and wanted to understand. The freedom that I had to carry to understand why I could be just unknown and be a prophet for all those who could use my help today. I call myself the unknown prophet because I have the unknown possibilities that I hold within my very life's blood. I take my life and I make it what I choose it to be.
You manifest it into being.
And I manifest that shit into being. You can ask the one true love of my life over here if I'm capable of this shit. She'll tell you.
He is.
There you go. From the, and
From the wifey's mouth.
from the wifey's mouth to your ears. And I don't have her tied up. She's just butt naked, and I can't show you that on screen. So sorry, guys. No previews for you. Oh, she's all blind. That's sexy beastie. You know,
Oh, I got the perfect preview for them.
she's gonna take off her leg.
There we go.
This is her leg. She wanted me to show off her leg. There you go, honey. There's your
It's
leg.
a beautiful leg.
I'd like to say that if anyone comes over to my house trying to start shit, I will kick your ass with this thing.
And that's titanium.
And that's titanium. And before I get to doing the kicking, my wife using this bad bitch, holy shit, you better run.
Indeed. I've been trained in how to use
You
this
you
thing.
come into our house trying to start shit like this bullshit that's starting to try to seep back into our American system again. Fuck that bullshit. I will not go back to a place of hate and disgust ever again. Ever.
Yeah, the fear and loathing in government.
No, that's okay. Thank you anyway. I don't want any more of that dish today. We have a dish here in Minnesota called Minnesota hot dish. It's practically everything you want in a dish. The problem with hot dishes is it really fills you up. It really does the body good. But if it's not made right, it's the greasiest, most unhealthy thing you could practically put in your body. It's not a meal. It's a cholesterol heartbreak waiting to happen if you've done it right. That's
Yeah, that's basically it.
so, that's if you've done it the true Minnesotan way. We have a thing called a Juicy Lucy. It's 2 pieces of meat with cheese in the middle that seeps out as you bite into it. Okay, tell me we don't have indulgences here in Minnesota. Yeah.
Hey, we're just trying to stay warm here.
As my wife said, hey, we're just trying to stay warm here. You know what I can't wait to see? I hope, you know what Tim Walz and Kamala Harris get to go do? Come to the state fair. That would be something. I don't know if they'll do it, but it'd be something. Like the last day of the state fair or something.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's how you do it, okay? So, Apple, what you do is you go into your Streamlabs. Do you use the Streamlabs online? Do you use the app? What do you use? Do you go on to Streamlabs like in your Google? How do you connect with Streamlabs? Do you have the app? Blah, 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 what? How do you do that? Okay? Because that's important to tell you how to get to where you need to go. If you're on mobile, it's different, and you can kind of look it up, but it's not that hard. So if you go to like here, let me see if I can even show you myself, okay, without giving away my secrets.
Hey.
Without giving you secrets, okay? So, and I'm not going to give away anything here. Okay, so here is my my tab here, and I'm going to open up my Streamlabs here. I do it online here. Okay, that's my Streamlabs merch. Wrong button, that's my bad. Okay, and here we go. Let's go back to the Streamlabs here, and I go into my dashboard, okay? So, you go into your dashboard like this, like you see on screen here, okay? And what you do is you go down to where it says Cloud Bot. Okay? Are you following me so far? You click on Cloud Bot. And how you get the same kind of things I wish you were asking me how to do for your stream. First, you have to make sure that you understand that you have to set these up first before they will go active. So you see on the top here where it says timers. It will go mod tools number 1, name number 2, modules number 3, commands number 4, and timers is number 5. Okay? You click on timers and you add a timer. You can add anything. The name is just a place to put it so that you know which one you've called it. So if you want to keep it simple and say ad pack, or if you want to say whatever you want to say, like if you want to get your music out there, if you want them to come visit your website, or whatever you want them to come see, right? So as you can see on my screen, are you still with me? Apple? You still with me? Okay, so you call it whatever. I'm just going to call it CVB, whatever, okay? I'm going to type the message that I want to put out there. So whatever message you want to go send out on that timer, aka, let me use my voice to talk thing here. Today will be your best day ever. Okay? All right. That's the message I will send. Now I'm going to set off the intervals on which I want it to go off at. So this is important for you to understand. We don't want to put things in your chat every fucking 5 seconds. If you saw something every 5 seconds, would you click on it, or would you glance past it every 5 seconds? So you got to think of what's going to make the most impact. Whatever you want to make the most impact right away, do it the 5 to 10 second interval. Okay, it will go off every 5 to 10 seconds, but that's where you got to kind of play with the numbers a little bit. Usually around 10 to 9 seconds is a good interval of going off, depending on how long you stream and if you have ads already. Okay, like you see in my stream when they go off. Now I'm just going to say I want it to go off for 5 minutes, or you can say 15 minutes, or you can say 500 minutes. Okay, it's in minutes increments, okay? So it must be between 1 and 500. That's all you can do. You can't do it for longer than 500 minutes. You can set it off to be like every 15 minutes you want this to be. The minimum line is basically what you're going to be seeing in chat. So that means you're going to use a 5-line minimum in chat to put that message out to Twitch. You confirm it by pressing confirm, of course, and then you now have your timer set up. As you can see here in the bottom, I have CBV. Here today will be the best day ever, going off in increments of 15 minutes with a 5-line minimum. It is on and ready to be gone. I can adjust it, delete it, and or edit it in this way anytime I want. And I can set it up for like I have mine here for, if you want a private reading, you're only going to see that every 35 minutes. So that means every other hour you get to see one of those things. Okay, here my social links are every 40 minutes. That means about every hour, if you've been with me, you see my social links. Yada, 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 hooty, hooty, hooty. And that's how you do it on. All you have to do to remember to activate this is, once you're done with that, you see your list here, you make sure you activate the cloud bot, or they will not go into your chat. Okay? So you have to make sure the cloud bot is on. And that is your tutorial on how to add that kind of timer to your Google Space today. Any questions? And I didn't even have to give away anything doing that. Of course, you've got to log into your Streamlabs and make sure it's connected to your OBS or whatever you choose to connect to, as far as what if you're going to be streaming or something like that. So obviously, you want to make sure your OBS is connected to Streamlabs. If you're going to be using the new Streamlabs thing that they have available in OBS, be sure to use it through that Streamlabs tab as well. You can also set up a lot of that stuff already just in that little tab alone on your top of your OBS. And you can get all of that and get to where you can. Now, if you're not sure where to find your CloudBot, you can go to that spot and it will show you exactly where to go for your CloudBot so you don't get lost if you really want to know, okay? Oh, you want to know how to set up the views? Can get a list of where they are on the queue. Okay, so you want to know about the player with view bot, right? This little purple bot here, right? This bad boy that tells you where you're at in the queue, right? This one, beautiful tool. I love this tool. I want to make sure that's what we want to know here. I guess I get to play IT Josh Day. No, in Streamlabs. Do you know how to set up the views? Oh, let me see here. That might be in widgets. You'd have to go into the Streamlabs stuff there. Okay, I'm seeing what you said here. Yes, notice, but the function is P on player with views. Right. Yeah, and that then what? See, on Streamlabs, what you're gonna do? I guess I want to understand what you want to know to do because I'm kind of confused myself here. Because if I go to the widgets page, let me see if I can share my screen again here. I just want to make sure I'm not, revealing anything that I shouldn't be revealing here. Any sensitive information, Now there it is, Streamlabs. All right. You want a list on Streamlabs, right? Okay, so that's what I'm having. I'm trying to open up that part of the window now here, okay? So here is my Streamlabs back and just using my OBS stream. So I went into my OBS and I click on Streamlabs tab that's right up on top there for you, okay? And you want to have a list on Streamlabs, right? So do you want an event list? It shows you how to make an event list right there. If you want it to be a chat box, you want it to be like a player with view bot box on that screen, right? Correct? So if you've already set up the player with view bot, right? Which means now I've got to go in here and go like this and go, okay. Yeah, we are in, I don't use OBS. Okay, so that won't be helpful for you. Let's go back to so I'm going to go back to where it's going to be a little bit easier for you to understand then, okay? Thank you for letting me know that. All right. Okay. 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 You see this purple box right here? On this very top here, you see this line that they have right here on the very top that shows you your player with ViewBot? Okay? If you have a separate window that you pop out, because you can pop out a separate window, usually with pretty much anything out there. Like I said, this is me trying to show you like I said, through this is actually the Streamlabs app here. So this is something like I said, I have the Streamlabs upload app that I can use right online. So I go straight into Streamlabs and I can set everything up. But right here in overlay and themes, you can look anything up you want to do. You use Restream. So I use Restream too, okay? So Restream's a little bit different than Streamlabs, okay? So, like I said, Streamlabs is still which one are you broadcasting through? Are you rebroadcasting through Restream or are you rebroadcasting through Streamlabs? I think it's the Restream one, right? So I'm gonna go to because I use that too. So I've got to get to the right thing here. So okay, where's my stream tools? Okay, here's my Restream. You know. All right. I got to do one very important thing real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, oh, you can't see it anyway yet. Where is it? Fuck, give me a second. Okay, here we are. Gotta go back into Restream here, and just gotta log in with my thing. Thank God, all I gotta do is click on something, and you don't have to see nothing here. So I click in through my Google. Okay, and let me make sure I can put this back up on screen here. Okay. So this is where we need to be here for this kind of, because you use OBS to set up your stream. You don't use the same thing I do. So like I said, when you're going to be running from this point of view, and this one I'm not as familiar with, but you know, when you're going to, how do you just try to stream, right? So I use Restream, broadcast through Restream, but my question is about the Q on Streamlabs. I don't know the commands. Okay, so that's why I was, like I said, I wasn't understanding what we're trying to find out. So I'm going back to Streamlabs. Sorry, guy, I apologize, but I'm doing the best I can. Oh, okay. And I got to get rid of the right thing here. You're just seeing my purple screen here. Okay, so we're back in Streamlabs again, right? And you want to know what your commands are. So like I said, you remember where timers was at. It's right before that, and you click on the commands. You click on the commands thing here, and then how you set up. These are these are called your custom commands. Ones you set up to go off because you want a certain thing, like you type into chat. Like when I ask you to press ! join, that's a command that's already a feature in this. I don't need to set that up. It's already been added for me, so I don't need to do any customization of it. So we're going to go to, are you with me, guy? Okay. So what we're looking to do here is, as we're in commands, and we want to make sure we show our default commands, right? Because this is the commands that are automatically added. And all we want to make sure is our cloud bot is on, and then we turn on or off. Right. So here we go. Watch. As you see commands, and you'll see down below, it is going to say Q. Right there. See? Q is the part that you want to make sure is there for you. Okay? So if you want it to be a certain thing like checking the queue and seeing where they are in that, that's a different section that we want to make sure that that is something that is like a list, or that's a different kind of command. That's not a queue command. That's a special command to show you, you know, that when you're on that list of on the player with views bot, you know, all you have to do to set up a command is type the following. Okay, you go / space, okay, and then you're gonna go add, okay, and I'm gonna have to break it up when I do it, but and it should open up a page, right? I see. I use the Twitch bot, the pop out chat. That's what I used to do most of my background modding stuff and stuff like that. I'm trying to see if I'm not messing this up, because all you want to do is add that list, and that usually that's in. I thought it was in here. Strong video request loyalty points view add give highest vote bet safe mode list. I know it's in here somewhere. And you can also search for it too. I think. Okay, let's just try that. Let's just try list. Oh, add current videos to the box and skip it. No, that's not it. Fuck. So, like I said, you can also add that command, but shit. I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart here. You know, hey. If someone could help me, my moderator would be awesome. I'm not sure how to do this here. Okay. Who's... give me a second. I'm trying to remember, because, like I said, it's been a while since I set this up. And I thought the thing was here. It's not in variables, right? Oh, maybe it's in variables. That's what I'm thinking of. But this is the stuff I don't mess with. I just don't know how to do this stuff, so... Settings, though. Like, okay, so... Damn it. I'm not sure. I think I lost it, dude. See, it doesn't even say I have... Oh, because... It's exclamation list usually when you go into chat, and then it should say, yeah, the player's views bot. And I thought that's a thing that's it. It's in the settings of the player with view bot. It does it automatically for me. I'm not sure how to do that from here. I'm not sure, buddy. I don't want to confuse you even more. You might have to Google it yourself, but you may have to create a custom command maybe. But that's, like I said, you add the command. It can be /add command, blah, 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 list. And I think it's just another command that comes included. You just press exclamation list if you've got a queue open of any kind. Like I said, I don't know why my brain fried at the second there, but I'm not sure which way to advise you here, because I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to take that off of my screen here and get back to the thing I'm here to do. Because, you know... I'm going to probably get out of here for this week. It's been a very slow couple of days, though. I'll tell you that much, you know. And that's okay. Don't have to have every day be booming kind of a deal. I got to help people today, you know, but I'm starting to feel kind of energetically drained. I'm not the best IT guy in the world, so let me explain this to you. Once upon a time, I had to teach my mom how to use a mouse by showing her to pick up the mouse, put it into the center of the mat, and then pull from the center to where you want it to go on your screen. I kept telling her, no, Mom, pick the mouse up and put it in the center. Then move the mouse. This took a week for her to realize that all she had to do to get the mouse to go where she was pick the mouse up and put it in the spot where she could drag it where she wanted it to be. And you talk about my Gen X moments, right? I love my mom. She was the best hero of my life, like I said. Ooh, I'm going to go say hi to Terra Mama today. Deserves some love. I've said hi to Lyra a lot, and I kind of want to see if I can get a Terra Mama read in today, honestly. And she has a big list sometimes. So, you know, I'm not jealous of her. I know she's a good reader. Well, no, I don't stand in awe. I just know she's a good reader. And, you know, you're drawn to the people you're drawn to. Yep. And I don't care about all that stuff, so. Alright, we're going to go get the heck out of here to Terra Mama. Maybe some mod out there in somebody else's chat could answer that question better than me for you. But I don't want to give you the runaround or give you an answer that I'm not completely sure of, so. I'd rather say I don't know than say I know and try to mansplain something to you that I can't explain. May I have more green, my lady?
This is what it says it is. Strawberry. What's it for? And that was all those.
Is this everything?
Blue. Yeah.
Oh no, that's not all the green. It's all the little. You still got that.
That
one.
was all of those. All those nugs.
Yeah. I was gonna give Daniel one of those nugs, and I never got a chance to grab one out of there. So just grab Daniel a nice little bit for about 5 or 6 cigarettes, and put it in a bag for him, and I'll put it in his thing later. Green. We start our weekend off right by smoking and toking 420 style on our way out to go say hi to Tarot Mama, one very gifted reader out there. I very much suggest her get in her queue right away. She does a random draw. She does not go in order like me, but that's how she decides to read. I'm going to send you out of here with all the love and trust I have within me. Thank you for being a part of my stream, but I got to find that damn music now. Where is it? Shut up, Beth. Oh, Joe, shut up. I'm trying to find the right song for us today. Alright, I'm trying to find a good song here. Bless you. Oh, God, of course, duh. Easy.
Yeah.
On our way out, guys. I'll see you next week. Magical freedom.
It swelled, so I found the soul I was searching for. We finally began on the path we were meant to explore. We are magical freedom, our spirits entwine in the dance of the cosmos. Your heart beats with mine. Softly tread, our love finds its wings, on which it is led through the valleys of stars, over mountains of moon. Our bond is the rhythm, older the tune. And this is what I have to say, my dear. In the symphony of life, it's your voice I hear. With the valleys of stars, over mountains of moon. Our bond is the rhythm, our hearts are the tune. And this is what I have to say, my dear. In the symphony of life, it's your voice I hear. With every note that we play, with every song that we will, we live as our very will, in love's sweet thrill. We are magical freedom, our spirits entwine in the dance of the cosmos. Your heart beats with mine. With every stroke of this palette guitar, our souls merge as one under the evening star. The canvas of the infinite sky, where the whispers of the wind gently sigh. There's a tale of two hearts in the silence. They speak of the magic
Apartments, a lot of times they'll take care of it. I don't know in your country, but it's like checking out the apartment first and seeing like